Some places hold memories. They remember the laughter and the tears. They absorb the joy and the sorrow. These places remember everyone who enters, but some places, some forgotten places, hold on to more than just memories. They hold on to echoes of the past, whispers of souls long gone. These are the places that draw in explorers like Sarah.
Jefferson Building. She knew it well. An abandoned office complex downtown. Sealed up years ago. Forgotten room. Now that was interesting.
A shiver ran down her spine. This was the kind of challenge Sarah couldn't resist.
Midnight, the witching hour. Perfect.
She packed her backpack.
Flashlight? Check. Camera? Check. Extra batteries? Check.
Tonight she was diving headfirst into the unknown. The thought sent a jolt of excitement through her. Midnight, the Jefferson Building loomed before her, a skeletal giant against the moonlit sky.
A shiver ran down Sarah's spine. The air grew cold, colder than it should be.
She slipped through a broken window. The air inside was heavy, thick with dust and the silence of ages.
Sarah's footsteps echoed in the vast emptiness. Each step was a drumbeat in the silence. The building seemed to watch her.
Graffiti-covered walls whispered stories of forgotten dreams. Broken furniture spoke of lives interrupted. Sarah pressed on, drawn deeper into the building's silent heart. Section 4, the Forgotten Door.
She reached the top floor. Dust lay thick everywhere, coating every surface like a forgotten memory. Then she saw it.
At the end of the hallway, a single wooden door stood out against the peeling paint and crumbling walls. It seemed almost out of place, untouched by the decay around it. It was untouched by time or decay. Strange symbols were carved into its surface, symbols that seemed to whisper secrets of a forgotten past.
Sarah's breath hitched. This had to be it. The forgotten room. The place she had heard so many stories about, yet never believed existed.
A brass plaque adorned the door. It was tarnished, but the inscription was still legible. "Beware the reflections of the lost." The words sent a shiver down her spine. A cold dread gripped Sarah's heart. But she couldn't turn back now, not after coming this far. She had to know what lay beyond that door. She reached for the doorknob. It was ice cold to the touch, sending a chill through her entire body. With a deep breath, she turned the knob, ready to uncover the secrets hidden within. Section 5. Trapped in the reflection. The door creaked open, revealing a small, dusty room. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the floorboards groaned under the weight of time. Moonlight filtered through a boarded-up window, casting an eerie glow that illuminated a single object, an ornate, full-length mirror. The mirror seemed out of place, almost too pristine for such a decrepit setting. Its silver surface was strangely clear, reflecting the room with unsettling precision. Every detail, every shadow was captured perfectly, yet there was an unnatural stillness to the reflection.
Sarah stepped inside, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She felt a chill run down her spine as she crossed the threshold. The air grew heavy, thick with a strange energy that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. It was as if the room itself was watching her. She turned towards the mirror, drawn to it by an inexplicable force. Her heart pounded in her chest as she approached. Her reflection stared back, but something was wrong. The eyes in the mirror seemed to hold a different, darker intent.
Her reflection moved on its own, and it wasn't alone. Shadows danced behind the glass, figures that shouldn't be there. Ghostly figures flickered in the mirror's depths, their eyes filled with a haunting sadness. They seemed to be trapped, yearning for freedom. They reached out, their spectral fingers scratching at the glass, their silent cries echoing in Sarah's mind. The sound was deafening, though it made no noise. Terror, raw and consuming, seized Sarah. She had to escape. She turned and ran, her breath coming in ragged gasps, the feeling of unseen eyes following her every move. Section 6. Escape from the Forgotten Room. This is the tale of Sarah, a woman who found herself trapped in a place where the past and the supernatural collided.
She stumbled back, her heart pounding against her ribs, each beat echoing the terror she felt. The room seemed to close in on her, shadows dancing menacingly on the walls. The ghostly figures in the mirror lunged, their cries growing louder, filling the room with an eerie cacophony. It was as if the mirror was a portal to another world, one filled with restless spirits. Sarah spun around, racing for the door, her mind a whirlwind of fear and desperation. She could feel the cold breath of the apparitions on her neck. Her hand grasped the doorknob. It was still freezing cold, but she managed to turn it, her fingers numb from the chill. The door creaked open slowly, as if resisting her escape. She wrenched the door open and stumbled into the hallway, the darkness swallowing her whole. The air was thick with the scent of decay and old memories. Slamming the door shut, she leaned against it, gasping for breath. Her lungs burned, and her mind raced with thoughts of what might come next.
The ghostly cries were muffled now, distant screams from a nightmare that seemed to fade with each passing second. The hallway stretched out before her, a labyrinth of shadows and echoes. Sarah didn't waste any time. She fled, her footsteps echoing in the silent building, each step a desperate plea for freedom. The walls seemed to whisper secrets of those who had been trapped before her. She didn't look back, not once. The fear of what she might see kept her eyes fixed forward, her only goal to escape the clutches of the haunted room. Out in the cool night air, Sarah finally slowed, her chest heaving. The stars above seemed to offer a silent promise of safety, a stark contrast to the horrors she had just faced. She was safe, for now. The night was quiet, but her mind was still a storm of fear and uncertainty. But as she walked away, she couldn't shake the feeling of icy eyes watching her. The sensation was like a cold hand gripping her heart, refusing to let go. The feeling that the forgotten room and its haunted mirror hadn't quite finished with her yet. The memory of the ghostly figures lingered, a haunting reminder of the night she escaped.